Hey guys, it's Brian. We're back here at the Frostbite JL, and we're going out wheeling today. Today we're going out in Oregon. We're going out to Tillamook. We're going to go out in the Browns camp area and run some trails out there. It is pretty wet and rainy today, so we'll see how it goes. Should make things interesting. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, we're going to head out of the parking lot. We met up with the rest of our group. We're going to start heading our way up to the trail. We were all in for a little bit of a surprise with the weather here in a second. Alright, now we're at the parking lot. We were all a little surprised to see the snow this low. We did end up airing down quite a bit. I did have to drop my PSI even lower later on in the trail. Stay tuned for that. Alright, so we decided we were going to head our way up to Firebreak 5. This is going to be a Jeep Trail Badge of Honor trail, so if you guys are into that, you can go ahead and make sure to log in for this one. It was a pretty scenic drive with the snow and the trees on the way up there. It was a little crowded on the weekend when we went, so you guys just want to be careful of oncoming traffic. Alright, we've made it to the trailhead for Firebreak 5. We're going to go ahead and make a left here. They are doing quite a bit of logging in their area, so there are some trails that are partially closed. Just something to be aware of if you're heading out this time of year. Alright, we're going to actually end up airing down even more, and we're going to head up the trail here. Alright, so this snow definitely made things a little slick. We were sliding around quite a bit on the trail, where you normally wouldn't. I will be following David in his XJ today. This thing did have pretty old tires on it, but he still did great. Even small obstacles like this little down tree can be a little bit of a problem when it's really slick out. So just something to take note if you guys haven't gone wheeling out here in the snow yet. slipped a little bit back there, but not anything horrible.
I almost slipped on that one spot. I had to back up around the corner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was kind of the section I was sliding around. It's alright, caught a rock.
Sliding me right off the edge.
Yeah. Are you stuck, Kevin?
Just watching.
Cool.
Pretty much just gonna try and follow his line. I mean, he's open in the rear, isn't he?
Unless he's added something. I didn't ask. It's a sport though, so it should be.
Because I mean, when he was spinning back there, I only seen one of this.
On his?
Yeah.
That would make sense though. Alright, now it's going to be our turn to head up. There are quite a few sections to Firebreak 5. This section's one of the easier ones in the summer, but it can get pretty challenging when you're out here in the snow or in the wet rain. We were sliding around just a bit. This next section after this is where we start to get into a little bit of trouble with my Jeep. Stay tuned. What'd you do to this tire here?
Oh, your tire's flat.
So David actually debeaded that left rear tire of his. We were able to get back on with the air compressor, no problem. He's going to take the bypass here, and we're going to head up to the harder section of Firebreak 5. This is where it gets a little interesting for me here in a second. This upper section is definitely a little challenging. Kevin's XJ ends up getting up it just fine. My Jeep is a different story. Stay tuned. So in this section, I do get in kind of a tight spot between a couple rocks. I tried at this for quite a while, but I was unable to get my Jeep to get traction to get up this. I did have my lockers engaged, and I was working it pretty hard. I did come down hard on the tie rod, I noticed later, but I do end up going ahead and backing down and taking the bypass. I think it's for the best. We'll save this one for the sunny weather.
I'll just back down. I'll meet you guys up there.
Alright, so after not getting up that section of Firebreak 5, we go ahead and back all the way down. I'm going to take that bypass that David took earlier and meet up with the rest of the guys. We're going to head up to the next section of Firebreak 5 and continue the journey here. Alright, this little rock garden out here on the right is pretty sweet. This would be fun to hit in the summer if you have a pretty well built rig. We're going to head up to the tight section of Firebreak 5. It is going to be a little tight on our JL because it is larger, but we end up getting through it. Stay tuned. the snow on this section of the tight trail definitely made things more interesting. We did have quite a few close calls, but we were able to get through this section unscathed. I can't really tell. You got, oh, yeah, you got a big rock on the right. I don't know if you can get more left. I don't know. Hey, you're dragging it. Yeah, try to go left now. David's little XJ did pretty great for having lower ground clearance. He was able to get over all these obstacles we went through. Now the trail opens up and we get a little bit of a puddle we get to splash through, and then we're going to head on up to what will be the more challenging section of the day. Here we go. So we did decide to turn off of the regular trail on Firebreak 5 and head up this more difficult section. This is going to prove to be one of the more challenging sections of the day. We do end up spending a couple hours on this section. Stay tuned to see what happens. So that large rock off there on the right ends up causing quite a bit of trouble for David. It actually debeaded his right rear tire now. We do spend quite a bit of time trying to get this fixed. We were able to get him lifted up and get the tire back on the bead, but it was a little sketchy. We did have to use the high lift jack and kind of drive him over the rocks. Here we go.
Keep going.
Yeah. No, it's the Spitty-built one. I got the same one. Works better than the Harbor Freight one.
Yeah, that's the overpressure relief on that one.
Now it's going to be my turn to tackle this section. This actually ended up being quite a fun little section, and I'm glad we went this way. It does get a little tricky just after this, though. There we go. Alright, now that we're through that section, it's time to do this hill climb. This ends up being quite tricky for me. We do eventually get up it, but we have to work real hard. There's even more fun in store here in just a minute.
Throw it on a rock, just go back like just barely, just up right about there, and then just kind of bump it.
That section was quite a bit of work. Let's see how I do on this. That loud smash you heard was my undercarriage. I did get myself pretty stuck on that big rock off to the left. We did have to pull some winch line, but the Warren was up for the job.
a hard driver.
You gonna pass him here a little? That's tight.
That section was definitely really slick from the other Jeeps going up. I'm glad I had my winch, and glad I had buddies there to help me out. You do want to always be safe and listen to your spotter. Alright, now it's time to head back down the hill. We're going to air up at the bottom in the dark and then head on home. This ended up being a pretty fun trip, and we went out with a great group of guys. It's always fun to go snow wheeling. Just got to be safe and prepared. Alright guys, till next time. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. We had an awesome time out in Oregon doing some wheeling. We did some harder trails, we did some trails I haven't done in a while, and we also went with some new people. It's cool to see the different Jeeps. We did hit quite a bit of snow, and we had some snags with traction and whatnot. Did get a little bit of body damage on the Jeep and was able to use my winch this time too. So that was pretty cool. Thanks for watching guys. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one.